Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show. And today we got a doozy because I woke up to this video. Now, I think CNBC Make It is just messing with me at this point. Maybe they're upset that my millennial money videos get more views than their millennial money videos. Now it's a war because they're trying to mess with me now. So we're not going to handle that today. So we're going to react to their video that they made to spite me. Because the video topic is why budgets are a waste of time. And then of course, what they did to add salt to the wound is they took my precious coffee, and then they put a little money sign in it, and then they put no more budgets, question mark. So no more budgets? That's a question. Yeah, budgets are not a waste of time. Everyone knows I am a huge proponent of budgeting. You have to budget. If you want to get good with your finances, you don't have a choice. You gotta budget. You gotta know where your money is going. So let's give this a chance though, and let's see why they say budgets are a waste of time. I'm sure they have some really good reasoning, some good research and data and science that tells us that budgeting is a waste of time, or they're just doing this because they know I'm going to react to it because of how bad this is. So let's give it a shot because CNBC, if you want me to react to your videos, you're doing a great job. All you got to do is keep making nonsense like this and I will continue reacting to it. Oh, this is great, by the way. First of all, I'm very happy with the like to dislike ratio. 48 dislikes, only 35 likes. That tells you something, CNBC. You're not doing a good job here. So anyway, let's see what they have to say.
I'm Kathleen Elkin, senior money reporter at CNBC Make It, and over the years I've done a lot of experiments to see how I can make, spend, and save my money differently. From going cash only, to quitting my gym membership, to giving up restaurants. But there's one thing I simply refuse to do, and you shouldn't waste your time on it either. It's the B word. Budgeting. That makes no sense. It's like, yeah, I'll give up cash, I'll give up all these things, but I'm not gonna, but the B word, budgeting, yeah, I don't do that. That makes no sense. No sense. This is a new low. Like we have millennial money and then we have no budgeting here. Let's keep going. Wait a second, this gets worse. She says, experts agree, budgets are a waste of time. Here's why. Who are these experts? Who are these experts? I bet their expert is the barista in New York City making $15,000 a year. That's their expert. Because obviously whoever they're asking is broke. I found that it's possible, preferable even, to live my life without using a strict budget. And it's super freeing. So how common are these budgets anyway? Let's find out.
What is she doing? She doesn't even know what she's saying. She has no clue what's coming out of her mouth. I think she just says whatever she wants to believe. Let's go with that, because this whole video so far, we're only 34 seconds in, is a disaster. So this part was copyright striked because there was music playing in the background and I have to re-edit this video. But all this is, I'm just going to reenact it. All of these people say they don't have a budget. This guy's like, oh yeah, budget? I don't know what budget is. I need a budget. Oh, yes, I need a budget too. I really should budget. I don't. Oh yeah, no, budgeting is very important. You should always budget. Oh yeah, my fiance says I should budget. I need a budget. Oh yeah, no, I started budgeting when I was in debt. Once I was in debt, I got a budget to get out of debt and budget. Of course, random people on the street are probably not going to budget. I mean, the most Americans can't come up with $1,000 in a savings account. So if you go on the street and ask people, do they budget? Chances are they don't budget. However, I bet if she went door to door in the wealthiest neighborhoods and wherever this was filmed and asked them, hey, Mr. Homeowner, do you budget? I guarantee they would say yes. If you asked ask the dude in the Bentley, ask the dude in the Rolls Royce, ask the dude who's in the private jet, do you budget? They will say yes. Not the random people on the street that you pick and choose and select of who you put in the video.
Here's what personal finance expert Ramit Sethi has to say.
I am so sick of people telling you to keep a budget.
This guy is everywhere. I have seen him pop up every little spot. But let's give this a chance. I want to see what he has to say.
I know half the people who are out there telling you this advice, they don't even keep a budget themselves. Let's get real.
Yeah, I do. I keep a very strict budget.
A budget lays out your spending priorities. It divides up how you're going to spend your money between mandatory things like bills and discretionary things like coffee. and it often makes us feel bad about our spending. But maybe we shouldn't feel bad.
That makes no sense about feeling bad about your spending. Spending is not about feeling bad. It's about facing the facts and facing the realities of how much money you make and how much money you spend. There is no place in that equation for how you feel. I don't care if you feel bad about how little you spend. I don't care if you feel amazing that you're able to spend. I'm getting upset here. It's just an equation. It's just an equation, how much you make, how much you spend. That's it. It's so easy. Why are they overthinking this?
Take Fallon, for instance. She's a dancer/waitress who fits coffee into her monthly spending and still lives comfortably in New York City.
Coffee is my big splurge. I usually probably spend $100 a month at Starbucks.
I reacted to her. This was a train wreck. She's making coffee at home and spends $100 a month at Starbucks. Cut that out. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care how much you enjoy Starbucks. You cut that out right now. Right now, $100 a month immediately should be going directly to a Roth IRA.
Self-made millionaire and master side hustler Grant Sabatier agrees.
I've always hated budgets. I never wanted to do that type of deep dive, and I also think they reinforce a scarcity mindset. The entire personal finance industry tells you that you need to cut out your latte or that glass of wine.
He has no idea what he's talking about. A scarcity mindset. So apparently a scarcity mindset is saving money. If you're saving money, that's a scarcity mindset. What is he talking about? The guy has no clue what he's talking about. You have to budget. You have to measure what you're doing every single month so you can improve on that. How do you know how much you've been improving if you don't check how much you even spend in the first place? This is ridiculous advice, and I'm not afraid to say it, because this is stupid.
Let's see what our friends in New York City spend their money on.
And she seems way too happy to be like,
Yeah, budgeting, we have some experts.
I don't like the experts. I could be an expert. If all there is to be an expert is a self-made millionaire, then I am an expert. I am an expert on this too, and I say they're wrong. So now what is it? Is it whoever has the most money in their bank account, they're the biggest expert? I don't get it.
I buy $5 worth of Starbucks every day, and like someone really made me feel bad by calculating it up for the whole year, and I think it was $1,200. But like at this point, I don't care. I need my energy.
You can have your energy for 20 cents a day. This is why we're screwed as a society, because financial education is not taught. I mean, that's the real tragedy here, is that no one is teaching financial education. No one is teaching personal finance. It's not a mandatory class. It's usually taught by parents, which unfortunately usually are not in a position to be teaching anybody anything. And this is the result, is we have this guy. He's the result of all of that lack of education. Over $1,000 a year on coffee. You know what? I looked up a study. He is basically the average millennial in terms of how much he spends on coffee. Which, by the way, according to those studies, he spends more money on coffee than he does on his retirement. But
he doesn't care because it gives him energy.
Well, you know what? I bet he would have a lot of energy if he had $1 million in the bank at 65 years old. That'll give you a lot of energy.
Finance experts agree that budgets are just plain unrealistic.
At the end of the month, you look back, you feel horrible, you feel guilty, you realize you overspent. And then what do? You say, screw this, I'm not gonna do this anymore.
What? Or on the flip side, you think, wow, I need to change my life around. I'm spending way too much money on coffee. I'm spending way too much money on avocado toast. Wow, I'm glad I took a look at this so I can now realize how much money I'm spending because I'm spending more money than I make. So maybe I will make a change for the better because I am an adult and I am personally responsible for my own decisions. But no, not according to him.
They're not fun at all. It's like
Who is that guy? I bet he's a random guy from the street that they picked off. Hey, yo,
You right there. Come over here. Why don't you budget? Yeah, let's get that on film, man. Let's get that on.
who is this guy?
they're not fun at all. It's like having a diet. So even when you go on them, often you fall right off within 2 to 3 months.
Deanna owns her own marketing agency and is always thinking ahead.
I reacted to her. They're basically taking everyone that I reacted to, putting them in all one video, putting the thumbnail as coffee, talking about budgets. This is a personal attack against me. That's what this is.
Just keep housing, transportation, and food as low as possible, and then go out to that basketball game go grab beers with your friends, go get that manicure, pedicure, because those are gonna be the things that make you happiest.
Well, great. You know what? If he's advocating that, then he can pay for it. You want me to go to a basketball game? This guy can pay for it, okay? If that's your advice, then you pay for it. That's the way I see it. So I'll link my PayPal down below. So if you want to pay for me to go to a basketball game, I will go ahead and do that, and I'm not going to budget that. Whatever money is in that account on PayPal, I'm gonna go to a basketball game and spend all of it. So there you go. That's my budget right there.
Okay, yes, this is what I do. I've already set up automatic contributions to my savings accounts, investments, and vacation fund. And by tracking my expenses from big ones like rent to small ones like coffee, I know exactly where my money is going, and I'm less likely to overspend. Setting a dollar amount on things like groceries just isn't gonna work for me. And the best part is, I never feel guilty spending money. And you shouldn't either.
Well, she's doing a budget though. This whole video is, they basically reverse clickbaited all of us. Because they're saying don't have a budget, but their budget is saving. They have a set amount of money that they save every single month, and then what's left over is spendable. They still have a budget. This video is not about not budgeting. This video is about saving a set amount of money first as a priority, paying yourself first, and then what's left. That's a budget. She has a budget, whether she wants to call it a budget or not. That's like saying, instead of being on a diet, it's just like, I just watch what I eat. No, you're on a diet. You're on a diet. Whether you want to call it a diet or not, you're on a diet if you watch what you eat. This video doesn't make sense. This is trickery. We got tricked. We got scammed. But let's keep going.
Don't bother budgeting. Do keep track of your spending. Set up automatic savings, and then spend without guilt.
The whole thing is basically just don't listen to Graham. It's basically don't bother budgeting. No, absolutely bother budgeting. Absolutely. Do keep track of your spending. I agree with that. Do set up automatic savings and spend with guilt. You should feel guilty. I want you to feel so guilty when you go out and spend $5 at McDonald's. I want you to feel it in your soul. I want you to feel like you've just let down your entire family, that you're a disgrace to everyone around you because you wasted money on something. That's how I want you to feel. I want you to feel such intense guilt that you have no other option than to save it instead and invest it, and then whatever money that makes you, if you go and invest that and then that spits off $3 in passive income in the next few years, then go and spend that. Then you can go and spend that and everyone is just gonna be cheering for you. That's what I do. I never spend the principal, you only spend the interest. That's what I basically have done. And whatever money I get in rental income, I am free to spend that. I mean, that's just money that's just flowing through, you know, every day, every month, whenever rent is paid, between the 1st and the 5th. Don't pay late rent, by the way. But that's what I do. You live off the interest, not off the principal. And that way, it's always gonna be coming in. It's always gonna be sustainable. You're never gonna have to worry about it. But this whole thing is
I've never believed in denying yourself little pleasures, because I know lots of people who go to the grave with vast fortunes, and you certainly can't spend it there.
That's terrible logic, though. I don't like the logic of like, well, you can die tomorrow, so you can also live tomorrow. You can also live until you're a very old age, and you don't want to be in a position where all of a sudden at an old age, I mean, you just can't afford to stay in your home, you can't afford for any medical expenses, or not only that, but you want money left over to give to your family and to make sure they're taken care of. I mean, that's my one thing. I mean, I really want to set my family up so that, you know, my kids won't have to worry about work. I agree with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett with all, like, I would never want to give them so much money that they would never have to work, but I want to give them enough to basically allow them to pursue what they want and be comfortable. That's my goal. And if I could set up a legacy of basically, you know, my great-great-grandchildren will at least, I wanted to say have college paid for, but I don't want them to go to college, will at least have a roof over their head and food to eat. That's what I would love to provide them. Just that. Just the bare essentials, and then they can go and do whatever they want. And that all starts with budgeting. I have been tracking my spending on Mint meticulously since 2012. That's when I started meticulously budgeting every single. Before then, it was really all on my Bank of America account, and I would just keep track. Well, I was really cheap too, but I would just not spend money. So that was my budget, was basically don't spend anything. But really, since 2012, 7 years is how long that I've been budgeting every single dollar that I made. It made a huge difference. Huge difference. I disagree with all of the financial gurus and all this sort of stuff. You should budget. Such a stupid video. No wonder it has more dislikes than likes. This is terrible. So anyway, I'm done. I'm done. I got a headache, and this is just really bad. Sorry you guys had to see me like this today. That was not my intention. I don't mean to bring everyone down by showing them a video like this. Sorry you had to see me like this. I should go right now. Hit the like button. That'll make me feel better. If this video can get 5,000 likes, I will feel better. 5,000 likes, that's all I need. No, actually, 6,000 likes. Yeah, let's go with 6,000 likes. That'd be better.